Hi! So today we're going to talk about the very best way for you to teach phonemic awareness to your young students, to your early readers. So what exactly is phonemic awareness? So phonemic awareness is the ability for our students to hear, to identify, to manipulate, and to substitute phonemes in a word. So it's actually pretty involved. It involves a lot of skills, and some of these skills you won't even see until they hit first grade. But it is the basis for reading. The goal of every kindergarten teacher is to teach our students to read. That is the academic goal we have. We have lots of other goals about making them love school and building relationships and all those other things and fostering play. But when we think about our academic goal is to teach those students to read. So many of them come in not knowing any letters, maybe knowing just a couple of letters, and by the end of the year, we have to get them reading real books, cover to cover. So one of the things that teachers struggle with is when students are not learning to read at the same pace as their other peers. And oftentimes, if you kind of back it up and you look at the phonemic awareness skills, just get rid of the book, get rid of the reading, and look at those phonemic awareness skills and kind of do a deep dive into all the skills that they need to become fluent in phonemic awareness. If they're fluent in phonemic awareness, they're going to learn how to read. If they're struggling to read, let's look deeply at that phonemic awareness. So let's talk about one of the best, easiest tools that we have to help teach our students phonemic awareness skills. And it's boom cards. Boom cards are an amazing way for us to teach our students those important, critical, crucial phonemic awareness skills. And the number one reason is phonemic awareness is all about the phonemes, about the sounds, and boom cards give us those sound files so our students can have an opportunity to hear it. Unless you're working one-on-one with a student, it's almost impossible to give them the sounds for them to hear what they're working on. If they're at a word work center over in the literacy area, they're not hearing anything. But when we use boom cards, they offer those sound files, and those sound files are crucial for our students to be able to remember, hear, isolate, manipulate, substitute. They have to hear it first. So the number one reason why boom cards are the best way to teach it is because of the sound. My number two reason for boom is that it's great for both individual and whole group. If you have a smart board in your class, you can project a boom card right up on the board. Use the fast pin, make it easy. Project a boom card up on the board, line up your kids in a conga line, and have them come up one at a time. Boom, move along. Next, boom, move along. It gets them up, it gets them moving, and it makes a fun, let's bring back fun, whole group activity. Using the boom cards up on the smart board with a conga line will engage your kids, and let's face it, if we're having fun, we want to do more of it, right? So that's a great way to use it for group, and it's also awesome for individual. So many teachers that I talk to say that they send kids to a center and it's hard to differentiate, like it's just one center. But with boom cards, you can really hone in on that individual student. You can assign a specific deck with a specific skill for Jaden as you do for Emily. They can both be working on boom, but they can be working on very different skills. So it's awesome for individuals and it's awesome for group. So that was my number two reason. My number three reason for using boom cards is it's easy. Let's face it, we're trying to learn all different platforms, and our kids are trying to learn all these different platforms, and our parents are trying to learn all these different platforms, but boom is simple to use. If you have an iPad, you download the free app, they click it, they're there. Like, could it be any easier? And if they're using it on a Chromebook, they can get to the site and they can log in easily. You can create their own unique username. and you can create the password. And Boom even uses picture passwords, which my kids have loved, but I'm going to warn you, if you use picture passwords, they're going to change the picture 100 times. So I used to have a rule where it was, you have to keep that picture password for at least 2 weeks, because otherwise you have kids who are coming up wanting to change their password all the time. But isn't that great? They want to have ownership over their own learning. So it's great when they want to change their picture password. Trust me, come up with the 2-week rule or you'll be like spinning your head. So that was number 3, easy to use, easy for them to log on. Number 4 reason for using Boom to teach phonemic awareness, Boom is self-checking. Listen, I love Seesaw, I love Google, but Boom wins hands down every time because it's self-checking. When students receive that immediate feedback, it impacts their learning. It really can impact their understanding. It impacts how they respond to it. Getting immediate feedback is so important. Think of yourself, if you were in a yoga class, right, and you are doing your pose and it's wrong or a little bit incorrect, and the instructor comes over and just slightly adjusts you, now you're going to get so much more out of that yoga class or out of that pose because you've been adjusted a little bit. You're doing it correctly. You're not forming incorrect habits. And that is what the feedback does on Boom. If kids get immediate feedback, then it strengthens their understanding and it makes it more powerful. So those are my 4 top reasons for using Boom cards to teach phonemic awareness. Number one, make sure you are really going deep with phonemic awareness. So many times, if we look really closely at those skills, our kids are kind of struggling. They're not fully fluent in phonemic awareness. So make sure that they are fluent in those skills. And I have a checklist that you can go through, boom, 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 put it in their folder and check it once a month. You can grab the checklist, just check the link below and you can grab that checklist. But then really try Boom cards because Boom is amazing. Okay, so let's review the 4 reasons why Boom is amazing to teach phonemic awareness. Number 1, Boom has sound. Phonemic awareness is about the sounds. We have to provide the kids with sounds if we want them to be fluent in those skills. Number 2, Boom is great for group and individual. You can make a really fun lesson putting up that Boom card on your smartboard. And if you don't have a smartboard, just do it on your whiteboard. Like, you don't even have to have the tech. I didn't have a smartboard in my classroom, but as the kids touched it, I did it on my laptop. So you can do that. You can make it really fun for the kids, up and moving. It's great for individuals. You can really hone in on the specific skill. If one child is ready to manipulate sounds and one is really just identifying sounds, they can both be working on Boom at the same word work center, but working on totally different skills. Love that. Number 3, Boom is easy to use. It's easy for us and it's easy for our kids. They can get on quickly and you can make those picture passwords. And if you need help figuring out how to make the picture passwords, I have a video for that. I'll put the link underneath for the picture passwords as well. And I have an edible picture password login card. That make sure you get that one too. And number 4, and this one's really powerful. Number 4 and number 1, they kind of anchor it on both sides. Boom is self-checking. Our kids get that immediate feedback so that it strengthens their understanding. And P.S., it also gives us the reports. I didn't even mention that. Gives us the reports so we can really, really look at what our next step should be. So I hope that you'll try Boom cards to teach phonemic awareness. Remember, down below you can get that phonemic awareness checklist. I'll also put the link for how you make a picture password login card. And I have a great Boom deck that really gives you some great skills to work on for your phonemic awareness in your kids. I'll put that below as well. Have a great day.